Hello. Art night! It's an art night! I'm playing Pikmin music. I want to refine this fucking sketch of Olimar. Because right now it's just kind of fucked together very quickly. I think what's frustrating me about this Pikmin, like, something about its eyes is just off, and I'm failing to do the thing. He looks like fucking Lemon Grab, and that bothers me. Unacceptable, if you will. I'm echoing. Am I echoing? Bah, bah, bah. My mic is a bit loud. Bah, 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 bah. I wonder if it's also because I made his nose too small. And he just, incidentally, because of that, looks more like Lemon Grab than most other red Pikmin. That's almost too much guy, though. I'm gonna beef it. I'm not gonna beef it. I'm gonna fuck around with this ellipse tool for a bit. I kind of want it to be reasonable to think that he's looking at Olimar, because he's just like, hey, what's up? I think I could probably stand to, like, widen it a bit. And also, like, up. I think the amount of guy here is less immediately upsetting. Whereas before he looked a little dead inside. I already like that way more. He's just, hello? Mr. Leader? Orima! Olimar's nose is bigger than I anticipated. I'm looking at a reference now, whereas this was just banged out from memory. it's time for sketch round 2. Gonna reduce the opacity of this and of this. You are also a draft layer. This window should be over here. Although you might not be able to see it in preview. Nope, it's just kind of there. That's fine. I'll do like a dark green for that background sketch. And then kind of leave it as very, very transparent. Lurking. Lurking is acceptable. Encouraged, even. Geez, that's a little bit piercing. Where in the Valley of Repose does this play? Good lord. No, I don't want to drag Olimar into my bookmarks. I just want him to exist as a reference image. Just floating so I can look at chat at the same time. There he is. And then, yes. Then I will put it somewhere over here. Yeah. Then I can see chat and the reference at the same time! Via careful arrangement of windows. I know this plays, like... The, music box variants play, like, in the... After the, end of day warning. It's almost sunset! I think I might fuck with the proportions of his helmet to make it a little more regularly sized, because this is very much... I fucked it together at the very quickly, just kind of scribbled a rough approximation of a circle. Thank God for the liquefy tool, right? Now this is a very detailed render of Olimar. I'm probably not going to include all the details, so I'm gonna dial it back for tuniness sake. So it's probably not, I'm not gonna put like every little crease in his whistle. It's just gonna be like a mostly solid block, I think. Like a little whistle hole. I have realized in retrospect that I have failed to give this man his dumpy. Man's got a fat ass, and I have to honor that. That's like a rough approximation of shoulders, I think. He has pretty narrow shoulders. He's got like a roughly bleh shaped body plan. It's a little cartoon man. Maybe I should do it in regards... Yeah, I didn't give him much of a neck. I think that's my main... I think that is my cardinal sin. So I might as well just start on the head, right? I don't feel like that's placed properly on its helmet. If I just do this, then that moves everything. So I'm gonna... I think I might be better off over here, and I can yeah, that looks more correct. Like, yeah, he slumped over a bit, but I think that's I can, like, give a clearer arc to his antenna. The little spaceman! Olimar is the ideal little spaceman. He's just made of shapes! He's so shaped! Let me move. There we go. It's like, let me move it! It wouldn't let me move it. Which is unfortunate. That's too big for his nose. Yeah, I might move his head up, like, a touch. Once I actually get there. Because I think I just want to get all of this down. I'm going to have to grab another reference of Olimar's ears! Because I can't see his ears! From this angle! Can only see, like, the sides of them, which is fine, it's all well and good, but it's not what I'm looking for. See, like, now I'm compositionally invested in, like, the arc that goes from the Pikmin to Olimar himself. So I want to try to make it look like his, suit antenna is working as intended. Could liquefy a little bit. Might increase the size just a touch, just a tad. And I might, like, up and over a bit more. But the idea is that it's stiffer towards the base. And so it has more springiness and uprightness, but then it flops. It's, like, less stiff towards the end of it. Because it's thicker towards the base, and it is also a piece of wire. So it is contractually obligated to flop a bit. It's the attack of the synth MIDI strings. Probably sounds a lot less piercing when you're actually in-game, because the music is a lot softer. I think that's a pretty solid circle. subtle touch-ups. Does it loop from here? We don't need to listen to the whole damn thing again. Oh. The person who compiled it chose to loop it there and then it just ends. The swing beat is when you switch to Louis. But we don't need to listen to the whole thing again with a different beat. I want to see if I can crack open Awakening Wood. And I'm okay with listening to Awakening Wood twice because it's cute as fuck. Adventure! Yeah! Yeah, I made his legs a touch longer than they are in his proportions, because he's like bleh, and he's got like extremely short little baby legs. But in order to get the the despondent pose correct, I stretched him out a little bit, made him a little more human shaped. Could probably get away with some more foreshortening, though, actually. Also, I overestimated his boots! Hi! Almost looks like his design's changed subtly. No, it hasn't! His boots have always looked like that. They're not boots, they're just built right into the damn thing. I may have miscalculated. It's fine. I was working on slightly different brain logic at the time. I think what I would... I'm gonna do that. But I think I might make his shoe here, instead of facing directly forward, it's gonna be, like, slightly more this way. So that I can justify that bend in his knee just a bit more. It does make sense, because his outfit's a spacesuit. That's how it is on real spacesuits, too. It's just boot. It'd be rough bodily outline there. Actually, he might be more slumped than I realized. More like that. Yeah, that sort of captures his bean body type a little better. Once again, getting him fucking normie human proportions again. just to, like... I think... I think I might do that. And then get a little bit of that. Get a little bit of... Going to scoot my Olimar reference even further over on this other monitor so I can keep track of how loud my voice is. I'm gonna make that too concave. I think I'm gonna make it more of a straight line. But if it's all the same thing, this, like, it makes more sense for it to have some folds like it does. In which case, I'll have to think about that in a little more detail, but I'll get there. I'll get around to it. Actually, what I wanted is that I wanted the bend of his knee to be higher, because the idea is that he's sitting down on a rock. I think that's what's throwing me. See, that, like, feels like it's more appropriate to the angle. Makes sense for the fold to be over here. And then it makes sense for this to be more like that. With his, because the fabric kind of folds it forward a little bit. With the crease between the ankle and the foot itself. And it could be more like, eh. It probably isn't going to get lined at the end of the day, but it is going to be colored, so it's good to just have that there. I'm not going to add that just yet. No, he has a seam in the front of his suit, but it doesn't look like he has any along the sides. Even though I want so badly to just... like a little spacesuit seam. I'll get over myself. Now, the real meat of it is drawing his fucking hands. I'm gonna go ahead and smack that into the thing. That might give me a... I guess it might give me a better angle on his whistle. Is that connected directly to the panel where his neck comes through, or is that... I don't think they even modeled his neck in that. I think they just slapped his head right into his, his space helmet in that render. It's not a render, it's in-game footage. It's a screenshot of him in Pikmin 3. I'm thinking with him, he's kind of slumped over. And the whistle can be like... Because it's got like a, it looks like it's got like a rounded square orientation. Sorry for like the lack of symmetry. And then like the whistle comes out here. Like the whistle connects to that. And it's got like kind of a 3D projection. Because it's beveled along the edges. So that would be that from, and that would be like, and then from this side it would be like, and like kind of follows the curvature of, it's not quite accurate to the bevel that I wanted to show. That's more like it. It's more like this. It's not that much more curved. But I will say it's, because there's the flat surface, and there's the bevel. And then the whistle comes out of that. Because it's like a cylinder connected to a prism. And then this is where the opening would be, along the top. So you can't see it from there, but you would see it from this angle, roughly. And I just have to figure out how to paste it onto his helmet at this angle. Trying to rough out non-Euclidean geometries is difficult on the brain. I'm gonna leave it at that. I was gonna expand on that concept. But, like, non-Euclidean geometries is difficult on the brain. I'm just gonna leave that ominous bullshit right there. Nah, it's just, like, getting shit angled correctly when it's, like, stuff that's on a surface of a sphere. Shit's difficult. Is why faces are difficult. But, like, basically anything non-Euclidean is anything mapped to the surface of a curve. And it results in stuff like angles and parallel lines interacting differently. Like, since this is closer to us, it, like, has to be, because, like, when you think about it, it's, like, think about it in terms of meridians. So I'm just gonna start with the square, and then I'm gonna round the corners. It's probably way easier to conceive of in, like, a 3D modeling context, which is why most of Olimar's official art is renders or his little clay models. Because this is a pain in the dick to draw. That's almost too much bevel, I think. That's a round corner. Oh, yeah. This is just the same Awakening Wood again, but it's Louie's turn! So it's got a swingy beat to it. I think the curve is intense enough to, like... I think that's good. Oh, kinda. So now that I have, roughly speaking, I think I'm gonna, like curves around in a way that I don't like. Gonna, like, grab the edges of it and project it a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And, like, the way it curves around is that it curves around in, like, ends, but it doesn't, like, loop back around. Which would make my life easier, because, like, I can do ribbons and shit all day. Like this. Fucking great. Like, I could do that all day long. It's way difficult to just decide when shit just stops. Especially a weird, irregular shape. Like this fucking rounded trapezoid-looking ass. It's a rounded trapezoid with, like, with a bevel. And it's not completely in view because it's mapped to the surface of a spheroid. I'm not gonna call it a sphere because it's not a perfect sphere. It's more of an oval. But because it is mapped to the surface of a spheroid, that makes sussing out where its steez begins and ends is a pain in the dick. I wonder if I did it too small. No, that feels the right size compared to the rest of him. I think I just drew his head too small here. He's got a big fucking head. Once again, humanized his proportions too much. Man's like 2 heads tall, tops. What if I just did this? Just so I could fucking see the damn thing. I'm gonna have this at like more closer to 30 than 20%. Excuse me. I think that's fine guesswork. It'll work for now. Maybe not like that. Pull up my Olimar reference again! Show me your dumb face, you stupid, beautiful man. Does the spider have reflections in the glass? Hot damn! Once again, Pikmin proves to have absolutely stellar reflections. It's got some of the prettiest water in gaming, just flat out, period. The water in Pikmin 2 aged really well. I think it's roughly the same graphics as Pikmin 1 as well. And 3 and 4 just take it up to a whole new level. And I wonder if Pikmin's water looks so good because they're at such a small scale. So the simulations can simulate smaller puddles of water, because that's what lakes and rivers are to these characters. They're functionally puddles to us. So with a smaller scale simulation, there's less you have to worry about in terms of processing power. And so they can have fuck huge gorgeous water, because their water is going to be easier to simulate anything else, because they have to simulate, like, a puddle instead of a whole, like, actual lake. Whereas the wave dynamics of, like, a whole-ass actual lake might be a pain to deal with. I am failing to comprehend the nature of this thing. I think the fact that it curves and then projects is fucking with my brain. Because then this starts at a... Because it also bevels down. And so it starts at a lower level. Like that. So I think I'm gonna just have it kind of face down. Like that. Like that. I said like that. Like that. It's kind of moving in a direction I can be okay with. Yes! Much better. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Now you're thinking with portals. I think I might smooth it out over here a bit. Just a bit. Maybe not. Maybe I won't smooth it out over there, actually. That was just to kind of get the geometry down in my head. And since this isn't the line art, the lines don't have to look pretty yet. Blech. The fuck was that, Clip Studio? Ooh, that almost looks comprehensible. It's a little weird looking, but I feel like I'm doomed to it being a little weird looking. I think it is, like, I think that's the corner that's messing with me. I maybe want this to be flatter, but it's all supposed to be, like, rounder, like, maybe further up. Like that. I still think the whistle pops forward just a bit, just not in the same way as most things. I might start the whistle there and like try to match the curve of the big should I make the whistle in comparison to the rest of them? That feels kind of small. Whereas in official art, it's bigger and chunkier, and also I made it bigger and chunkier in my initial sketch. So I was like roughing out the shape of it all. Sometimes it takes several seconds for my tablet driver to remember how to pan and scroll across the screen when I push the button to tell it to do that. Yeah! Because this loops around. Do a little bit of just extend the neck of the whistle just a bit more. It looked a little too teensy. That did not. But then that looks all fucked up. But that also looks fucked up. Am I just going to have to give up and admit that geometry will forever curse me and my entire bloodline for my crimes against it? Crimes against geometry? Perhaps? That's pushing something I don't like. That's better. Is it though? Is it really? I think I'm gonna do that. That looks marginally better. Let's see if I can't fix it in the line art later on. Oh, that's stabilization, not opacity. Oops. I could sharpen this point up just a tiny, teensy bit. Omar's got like a little backpack, right? He's got himself a little spaceman backpack. I believe he do. Show me pictures of the funny little guy! Yeah, there's his little spaceman backpack. There it is! Thank you, Wikipedia. Now that is some GameCube-ass art. Ooh, and a reference of his ear. Kind of. Where are you? I accidentally dragged some of him into OBS as a source, but because it's a temp file, it doesn't actually know what the fuck is going on, so it's just like, oh, instantly unload it. I actually want to see his funny little spaceman backpack in greater detail. Because in this GameCube-ass art, it's just his GameCube-ass polygons. Including the new whistle that is built. Wasn't it always built into its helmet? Apparently not! That's a new feature of his design. I mean, I guess they wouldn't render that because it's the fucking GameCube. Show me that Smash Bros artwork. Smash Alt LMR. Show me the guy. Show me my funny little man. He's way more detailed in Alt than he'll ever be in the main series. Yeah, they give him little seams all over. It's cute. So the jetpack is a specific thing to Hey Pikmin. Gotcha. Yeah, I can genuinely see how, Smash Bros. Brawl renders are kind of muddied out and, dated looking. Now, they felt fucking cutting edge at the time. Man. He's still got all the funny little seams and strappies that he doesn't have in his, main series appearances. Because Pikmin's art style is way simpler than everything else. I can't see his ears from that angle. I can't see his ears from that angle. It literally just is a circle inside of his ear. Like, it's got like a lobe and shit. Like that funny little thing we have on the inside of ours. I'll get over it. I'll get it soon. It makes sense that his ears are simple if everything else is simple. Yeah, the whistle on the helmet is a Pikmin 3 thing. And they added it in his Smash Ult, thing. But I was referencing a render. I think this is a render from its model from Pikmin 4? Yeah, it's his Pikmin 4 render. I don't know if that counts as anachronistic. I don't know if that counts as a retcon or to his design, or if it's just like an in-universe update, but I'm just gonna leave the whistle in, actually. Because I just spent all that time drawing it. So might as well, right? Na na. I really like the perplexing pool theme. It's very peaceful. That's kind of fold shaped. But I think more of the folds would be in the front over here. point of... I feel like a lot of this is gonna block his other shoulder, even though I placed it here originally, I think. I'm gonna probably move it back a touch right there, because I needed to... I'm working on getting his proportions a little more correct. I might need to draw his hands folded before I can get to the other arm. I like starting with the arms and then moving on to the hands, because arms are easy and hands are hard! I'm gonna do this again. I need to bring his armpit up that high. I can, like... Yeah, that feels a little more natural in terms of the way his clothing would fall. Sad boy Olimar. Actually, this is a pretty complex hand pose. I think I may have bitten off a little more than I can chew. I'm gonna try practicing, because if it's like... with like a more normal set of hands, I mean. Because Olimar's got big chunky cartoon man hands. No wonder people hate hands. They're made of so many more fundamental shapes than everything else. Actually, I've already started to chunkify these hands. I could probably get away with making them his. Just have to pop them off. What did you pause my music? YouTube? Why you do that? I'm listening to it from a YouTube video. Yes, continue watching. It's fucking music. With that, because his thumb would go. What if I reduce you in size to a much greater degree? Then I can pretend like all of these guidelines were never there to begin with. Like, the idea is fingers interlaced, which would be... Actually, you know what? I think I can make this up as I go along. I am still gonna do it, put it over here. As a weird little, hellscape of lines. I think I'm starting to nail the kind of vibe with... Because it is, like, slightly from the top. And the pinky will connect down here. Pinkies can be folded in a little more tightly, I think. And since they're stacking on top of each other from this angle, I can start to give them less and less width as I go along. And I think Olimar's hands and gloves are chunky enough that, like, the significant, significant or otherwise... It doesn't actually have to be significant, but, like, I don't have to be specific about... As specific about, like, finger lengths. Like, that's usual, with the pinky the smallest, the middle finger the longest, the index and ring finger kind of in a middle ground. Sometimes the ring finger is a little bit longer, sometimes it's not. Kind of depends on the person, and then the thumb is the thumb. A hand splayed is easy to interpret. Not so much when it's doing fun poses, but alas, hands exist almost solely to do fun poses. Because every goddamn finger has the nerve to have fucking 3 joints each. That's just too much, right? Who let that happen? I'd like to speak with the developers, please? Actually, there's a base, like, way... Yeah. The joint of the thumb is, like, way down in the wrist, and then there's one right here, and then the webbing connects it, and then there's another one. But enough yelling about hands! Yeah, okay, now I see. So if I do this, like, kinda loose, kinda relaxed. Interlacing my fingers does kinda even out the lengths a bit when... Okay, I'm looking at it from, like, a, he's just kind of cupping his hands into feet. Looking at this in more detail, the bases of the fingers pinch each other. So it's like a finger, it's a finger. Yeah, like, comes together kind of like a zipper. Where because the meat of the base of the finger is squeezing. I didn't really show that. Well, I did show it by, like, stacking. You can see less of it as it goes along. Anyway, best tip for drawing hands is just, like, guidelines. You have to draw, like, the most boring possible, rough shape before you can get into anything remotely resembling a fun pose. This is not something that needs to continue to exist, I don't think. But I might add it back in as, like, a piece of the webbing. Yeah, I can always put it in like that. So that's index, middle. Might have to draw the whole thing out, because I proportioned the hands correctly. But I did make them exactly even with each other when interlacing your fingers fundamentally makes one sit a whole finger width below the other. Just by how physical space works. But with this, I think I could do that. I'll do that, get rid of those little spots. I think I can start to hide things. So it'd be easier if I were drawing at a higher resolution, but I'm not. Because I don't feel like it. And this is only ever gonna get seen in 1080p anyway, so why bother? Why even fucking deal? Am I right or am I right? Index, middle, middle. What if I make this thinner? This might be a situation where only the knuckles are visible of this angle of the hand. That's finger 1, 2, 3. And the pinky finger would probably, like, vanish behind. That's another ring finger, actually. If I just do that. That's almost too complicated. From this distance. But I'm in it now. We in it now, dog. I think I might erase this, because with a more relaxed pose. I would probably actually erase a little bit in there to further distinguish the fingers from the la, 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 la. Yeah, it's like a little bit of hand meat there. And then that's our first index finger, then this one is tilted down a bit lower. I think the fact that it's stacked can help me get away with or maybe not. I might swap this out to another layer. But I might chunk it up a bit. Yeah, where's my fucking funny doodle pencil? Where are you? Beautiful! Let's see if I can, like... I can't even think straight with that. I'm just gonna keep sketching as is. Because it's... If I wanted to chunk it up, maybe if I, like... something more that was, like... explicit in how it, like, interlaced. So I started from exactly even bases, and that might not have been the way to go. If Olimar's hands are going to be as chunky as I want them to be, because of his funny little cartoon man proportions, then I gotta commit. In which case... I could have his top thumb come up and over. If I chunk him up, I can give him... Yeah, the render I'm looking at gives him roughly cylindrical fingers. So I think I might stick with roughly that. But like, still like the rough suggestion of thumbs. It's good practice, if anything. I don't want it to curl around that much, though. It's just kind of chilling over here, finger-wise. I made these, like, stick together too much. They're too forward. What I wanted is more of a... I think I might just have to build layer by layer. So his, spacesuit arms end in, like, kinda... like a tube-like structure, almost. Again, I don't think he's allowed to have just, like, folds all the way down. This is scrunched up. And then it, like, comes back in. He's got, like, a, kind of like that. And then it's like that. And... kind of like that. And then this is like a piece of red tubing or rubber. It's like a... that leads into his gloves, basically. And then this is just like a black border. But, actually... forgot how hard the Wistful Wild theme went. It's so fucking ominous. It could look something like that. Might, like, dial it back a little bit. So what it looks like is this. Like, it starts to come in, and then the black border shows up, and then it's the, I can't really tell from this angle, though, because this is this nice render from 4. It's more of a straight cylinder in his ultimate render. This is also loosely inspired by some of the art my friends have been making lately. Just like that sort of chunky flare out and pinch back in around ankles and wrists. Think with me. Oh yeah, shoulders forward. Because he's slumped over. think I could add, like, another... Yeah, that feels more right. Dude, the battle theme goes hard. Way harder than all the other areas. Good lord. I feel like I'm sending all my boys off to war. Who up Gatling Big Broink? I think that line should be good enough to imply a curve for the, maybe. Might be. I might not be able to cram that much detail into that space. Pinch it all the way back in. I want to keep a little bit relaxed. Kind of a bit of a fold there. That's not what I meant, you barnacle head! Actually, now that I think about this, could probably get its own crease as well. sounds like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I never spent a whole lot of time in the Wistful Wild, so I never fully absorbed its music like I did with, Perplexing Pool and Awakening Wood. Ominous flutes turn into cute little toots. Ah! Sure is a fucking noise, huh? Questioning the composer's decision to use that specific instrument. Olimar having the worst month of his life. I think I made his arms too small. I think I may have de-chunked the man, perhaps too much. I like where this is. It's this that's throwing me. And I think could be solved by, like, because then I can always bullshit this over here because the whistle's in the way. Yeah, this is an anachronistic Olimar design, but I'm just gonna stick with it because I've put in the effort already. This looks good, but it's not quite at the right angle. This is not right at the right angle either, and also I didn't bother to finish it. Just ditch that. this fold back a little bit. I think it would fold like that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I mean, not perfect, but good. Probably changed. I gave him his dumpy back, but I think like redo his proportions a little bit and like make it like more clear that he's actually sitting on something. This will have the I'm not gonna call it the unfortunate effect of accentuating his ass, because whether that's unfortunate is up to player opinion. But it is going to make it more apparent that Olimar is in fact caked up. I think I'm gonna do that, like, in and out look. Now, which thumb do I want higher? Do I want this thumb higher, or do I want that? Or do I want this thumb higher? I think I will just add, since his body, like, goes over here, I'm going to add, like, a hint of one of his badges. And then the other one's down there. Actually, because of the... I should pay more attention to his body shape. And it'll be more like that. I'm not gonna do it, like, super vertically ovular, but that's gonna be, like, what that is. It's also bigger. Yeah, I think I like that. Olimar reference I have also makes his hands chunky, and like most of the wrists, like the wrists are in here almost, or like right there, and they make his hands super short and stubby. So like instead of this, it's like this. It's cute. You give him little stubby cartoon hands. He's got little baby hands. It sounds way more awkward in a swing rhythm than some of the other songs. Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy. That's my dude. That's him. The swing rhythm kind of messes up the rhythm of the guitar background. Yeah, with like this hand can be clutching a little more tightly, and with this hand being looser, I can get like kind of like that. This might be a bit longer though, just due to the nature of it being a middle finger. This index, middle, ring. Ring. This guy, maybe you can have his pinky loose. I was worried about this, but, like, this works with his stumpy little baby hands. I can afford to let the fingers be shorter than they would be otherwise. I think this is our next ring finger, and then... this is index, middle, ring, try to give the pinky finger. And then you can have like a half-hearted. Maybe something more like that. Big, thick, chunky sleeves. Black border there, I guess. kind of a mess. Honestly, I wonder if a little bit of liquefy could save it. Or maybe not that. Instead. Actually, stretching might be the solution as opposed to expanding. Goodness gracious, it's this one again. Screaming into my ears. From subjecting you to it, you have to join me in my personal Pikmin hell. I think what's throwing me is foreshortening. Yeah, because his hands are supposed to be chunkier than that. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. A little dumb looking. I think that's the best we're gonna get out of him. Still, not bad, actually. Oh, I clicked out. Sorry. Whoops! Yeah, proportionally speaking, his nose is much bigger than this. Also, I think his head is, too. I'm gonna roughly trace around my initial sketch. And then we'll blow it up from there. trace either of those lines. Because the vibe I'm going for is like the difference between the two. Wrong one. His nose is more like that. No, maybe not that big. Yeah, the swingy rhythm sounds better with the music box than it does with the guitar. Nose. Schnoz. Big, round, stupid nose. I don't think this like pokes out too much. It needs to be a little more flush with his chin. Well, that just makes him look like a weird old skeleton man. Yeah, there's more subtlety in the original. I think because I angled it down a little more. Good music to draw all of our suffering to. Mans is so tired. I think I made his head too big, actually. I'll try downsizing it a bit. I turned him into an egg! Yeah, I'm looking at the reference and I think maybe I had it right the first time. Oh no, I caved his skull in. Ollie! Orima! Yes, keep playing. I'm not done yet. I might split in a little while. I'm not sure if I'll finish this on stream. Probably not, most likely. Yeah, I think Olimar gets a little bit extra. I think it was just the nose that was throwing me. Then I can add the ears on, and that should balance things out a little bit more. They're all roughly the same height. But I do like... Yeah, they do kind of smooth out towards the top of his head. Huge. Huge no more. I think that might look better, marginally at least. Yeah, I think it's just his lack of ears throwing me off. Which I can fix shortly, because I'm the one drawing him. This music's so quiet during the game that I don't think I've ever really truly given it a proper listen before. They curve backwards, but they also kind of poke back up. point back up, like, they point back inside towards the back of his head. Like, they scoop around a bit. I think his ears go lower than that. It's like, supposed to be that, and then I'm just gonna do that as a straight line. Yeah, it's like that. There's a slightly more upsetting version. Is this the Louis version? The Louis version of this cave theme is slightly more upsetting than the standard version. I think this might be it. Was that little atonal jam in the Olimar version? I can't remember. Can't remember, and I don't feel like going back to find out. I am otherwise occupied. With Olimar's goddamn ears. Yeah, I think that's good. Suitably ear-like and still reflective of the canon design. Yeah, I think in caves, for the most part, I was so busy listening to the dying screams of my Pikmin army. Actually, let me project that forward a little bit more. Like that. And pull that back a bit further. So that's roughly even with the other ear. Forehead adjustments. I'm gonna ear adjust and then put Olimar's head back where it was. Just by drawing the line. It's funny little backpack. Actually, I think I might leave his sketch as an individual, his head as an individual sketch, So I can, like, scoot it around if need be. So no head? That's a bad joke. It's a really bad joke. Yeah, I think that's a slightly better placement. Because it's kind of got his head sagging a little more. No, it does have that weird, gross little atonal nonsense when Olimar has it. I just wasn't paying attention the first time. Give him a slightly more obvious frown. Or at least... yeah. And I wanted to give the, face suit its little disc at the bottom. Boom, 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 boom. I'll give this poor man a neck, why not? No wonder I never gave anything a good listen. Everything has a slightly different tune for every different level of every cave. Not every different level, but most of them. A good several. His end of his neck is probably going to be over that way. I almost wonder if I had advance notice. I had noticed during the sketching phase that I had actually had drawn Olimar's pack, but no, that's the rubble of the dolphin. Maybe it's more like that. Just flatten it out a bit. It's more of a rounded square and less of a less round, more square. Are there any details in his bag that I should be aware of? Does not look like it. Probably add like little strappies and like life support doohickeys or whatever. But I can always add that later because it's not a super important thing right now. It's like my heart wants to give him a little seam down the side of his leg. I have like a shoulder and then it like I know this is optional and probably more work than I'll end up doing, but god damn it! The heart wants it. I want him to have a little seam on his spacesuit. I want this to be like a... It's like... goes around his hip. Comes up under the arm. He's doing his best. Honestly, lads. Ugh. Ugh. I think that's gonna be all I can do tonight. Thank you for hanging out and watching me draw Olimar being miserable. Good night. See you later. Bye.